Hey everyone, it's Ryan 1940 here, and today we're in Stormworks. I'm releasing the ship finally, and I need to talk to you about it and how we get things going so you know how to use this thing. So let's get started. I'm in the bridge, and when you log, or when you spawn this thing into the game, this is basically the setup that you're going to see here. So monitor's going to be off. We want to get this ship going, so if you want to work on have the nav lights going, you can turn that on here. Don't have to. So a lot of the other systems will just be on, so basically we just need to turn our engines on with this keys here, and Sharp's ECU is going to start both engines. This is only displaying one engine, but the information here basically is mirrored on the other engine, so you don't need two of them. Okay, we can adjust the throttle, grab the helm, and you can see there over there is the speed in knots and our heading. So we're starting to pull away from the dock. Okay, so we can basically drive the ship now. You're probably going to want your radar on, so we can turn on this radar here, and we can adjust the range goes up to 12 kilometers. We can see targets already. These are the beacons for if you need to find a transponder for a mission, so you can turn that on. And this is the own ship distress beacon, so if we turn that on, you'll see a transponder is detected. Someone's got a transponder going right now, actually. So if we turn ours on, it'll flash a lot because it's right next to where the locator's on. So yeah, it's pretty funny. There's someone out there that needs help, but we're not going to help them. We gotta show you around the ship here. This is the automatic fog system, or this is the weather display. It's made by the same guy who made the radar display and that navigation system over there. Down here is the automatic foghorn system. So if there is fog, this system is by default on. It's just automatically going to you'll see this light turn on, and that means there's enough fog there where the system's going to activate the foghorn every 2 minutes, about every 2 minutes. So you don't need to do anything, it just does it automatically. All throughout the ship you'll see these electrical isolation boxes, so if we kill that, it's going to kill the power to the bridge, basically. There's no real use for it in Stormworks. I just added that sort of detail in because I like ships and I like building things like that. So this is where we can control the flooding system, so the deluge systems will flood the VLS mag and the 5-inch deep mag. That'll keep the fire from getting out of control. VLS sprinkler system is just that. It's an overhead sprinkler system in the VLS mag that'll spray water down in the space if there's a little fire going. Hopefully put it out. Top side we've got we've got a machine gun here, and then we've got the machine guns out here, rifle in there, sorry, machine guns out here, all the ammo for them. Okay, and let's go down to combat because there's a lot of systems down there. So I made this, actually before we do that, this is, there's one of these also in combat, but we'll talk about the one up here. So this is made by, I think Seaweed is the guy, and you can basically click anywhere, and then if you hit this icon, it's going to make a waypoint. Now I can keep doing that, I can keep adding waypoints, okay? And I could also manually input a waypoint here. If I want to go back to where my ship is, I can click this, and then go back to where my ship is at. You can zoom in, zoom out, like that. Now if you see here, it's going to point to the first waypoint, so it's going to say it's ready, and the ETA is 14 minutes at the current speed to get to that waypoint, okay? So if I press this button, it's going to activate it. Okay, and now it says active, alright? If I at any point touch the helm, then it's going to throw this off. I can change the speed, it's not going to turn that off, but if I touch the helm and I maneuver the ship, it will turn this off and I'll have to manually turn it back on, okay? By pressing that switch. Now let's go down to combat. Okay, so a lot of these displays are going to be on when you're down here. There's a lot to go over. I made it so that basically you can fight the ship from here, and if you need to go on the bridge for whatever reason, you can go up this hatch really quickly. So the first thing, we'll just start from the left, go to left to right. This is Fox ECM, so if you press this button, you'll turn it on. It's basically going to scan for radio signals to try to jam really advanced weapons. I don't think any AI system from the enemy in single player does anything crazy, so you don't really have to worry about that, but it's there if you want it. If you hold this down, it'll turn it off. There you go. This system is like the mast-mounted camera system, so on the mast you'll see that gimbaled camera there turning around, rotating around like that. The video feed looks kind of like choppy and stuff like that, but thankfully they did that new scope update, so if you click on that, You can control the camera. You can hold shift to zoom in, left shift. You can hold left control to zoom out. And so this is a way to look at a contact that you might have on the radar and you're kind of wondering what's down that direction. You can look down there with the camera and hopefully visually detect it. Pretty simple. It's another weather readout, the same radar system that's up in the bridge. This is something different though. This is the ADS-3. Zoom all the way out, massive screen, gives us an overhead view. The system, when it's turned on, is automatic, so it will fire off missiles at targets that it sees with the VLS system. This is a TAO seat in case you want to look at the exterior of the ship. You can sit on the seat and hit tab and you'll get the exterior view. Okay, so those are the cells back there for the ADS-3. There's 18 of them. And you can see it's picking up some contacts out there. It will fire on them if it thinks it's a threat. Sometimes it won't, but we've got other systems to deal with things as well. This is the 5-inch gun, so this is this Mark 45 gun here. I love this thing so much. It's I just love how it shoots the shell casing out after you fire. So you have to hold the fire button down for a second. You see the barrel depressed there, and now it's loading around. And then if we let go, it'll say ready when we're ready to fire. Once again, we can also use the viewing scope. I've put that on all. It kind of messes up the display there, but if you can get over that, I think this is a lot better in terms of viewing things. You can zoom in, zoom out with the shift and control, and then fire. Okay. This is made by Bruce, and this is just Missile System 5, I think. Very generic name. You can use the viewing scope as well, and if you left shift zoom in, zoom out with left shift and left control, and then you can hit track target with the number 1 button, and you can always reset it by just pressing number 2 and it'll go back to its resting position there. This will fire, there's 36 missiles in this magazine, so if we fire all of them off, it is going to do a cool reload sequence. This needs a physics level high for it to work. If it's not, it's going to be kind of buggy like that. Unfortunately, I think I have my physics level set to auto at the moment, so it's going to be kind of wonky. But yeah, it does the job. It's a really simple missile. It'll fire a small radar beam at the target, and hopefully the missile homes on it, so you can use it for surface or anti-aircraft. Now we've got another map readout here. This, if you look, you can't touch it. You have to actually hit autopilot commanded from CIC. So I made this just so if you want to stay down in combat and fight the ship and have it still maneuver at your command, you can do that. So now I can add another waypoint, and it's still active, so it'll just build and go towards it, and I can turn that off. So if I run back up to the pilot house, I'll be in control up there. So this is the switch to do that. You can't do that from the pilot house. You have to do it from combat. By default, the pilot house's autopilot system is the one running the show. If you want to take command of it, you just turn this on here. Okay, and this is just a radio. We got the kind of like a fleet tac radio to go out to everybody. And over here is the TACAN system. Well, it's got a lot of systems in it, but I like to use this for TACAN. If you page through a couple times, you can see the TACAN page. All you have to do if you want to use a system with the helicopters that do have the TACAN system also installed on it, like my SH-159, you need to pick a transmitting frequency. So I would you can simply put 1 for the transmit and then hit the transmit button, and this is telling you TACAN is active. Now if I'm on the helicopter, all I need to do now is with this page just set this frequency to 1, and you can see I'm getting the distance and the bearing readout. So they're basically right on each other. So if I change the frequency, I'm not going to get that information anymore. Okay, that's all you got to do. It's very simple. This allows you to fly to the helicopter. Okay, the beacon I think is at the top of the mast. It also has another radar page. Yeah, this the range isn't that great, but you got another radar here if you want it. Just turn that off. Radar active. Yep, there we go. And then we go to center control. Okay, you got another speed and bearing, or speed and heading, sorry, readout. To turn this stuff on, just do the keys there, and then you'll need to, if you want to change the range, this is the range readout, 10,000 meters, I think. We can change it like that. It has to be off when you change it. You can't be active and change it, okay? So set it to what you want, and then go constant, continuous, and then enable ping. And I love this because it's got kind of noise drawn into it, which is so cool. If you sit at the console, then you can use the cursors to find a contact. And this is kind of how active stuff looks like, so it's really neat. Really enjoy that. If you do find a contact, you've got this turned on, it will push that contact Latin long up to here. And if you have some other system that you want to use, like a helicopter, you can go fly out to that spot and the submarine's going to be there. Okay, so we can turn this on. This is the passive broadband, basically. The time scale is 30 seconds by default. South block basically, if your stuff is, if your heading is towards the baffles or contacts towards the baffles, you can flip the south lock, and you can see how that's moved, and say the contact's over here now. This is perfect. This is probably own ship, actually, own ship's noise, I think. This is right down this main bearing, off the nose, and that's about it in here. We've got a radio in case we want to contact other vessels or helicopters or something like that. So that's combat and sonar control. All throughout the ship you've got repair lockers. This is just one of them. You got firefighting stuff, welding torches, that kind of stuff. Got the working restrooms and stuff like that, so you can press this, water comes out of there, and then you'll see it gets drained down there, so that's that. Toilets all work. You can flush that and you'll see water is coming out. Yep. Same thing with the shower. So we can turn the shower on. It's getting hot water from the hot water tank. Well, it's going to take a while to get up here, I think. Yeah, there it goes. Oh, I have to adjust the pressure coming up there. Well, it's going. Alright, whatever. If we go back aft, this is into the mast. Another thing, so a lot of times you might have to repair pumps and stuff. If you take hits up here, these pumps are vital for the engines because they are the exhaust and the air intake, so you might have to get up here to repair things. We also got hoses to fight fires. Oh, I've already got one. Just attach it, make sure that manual valve's open, then you hit R, and then you will start flushing water on things. Okay. Let's go downstairs. Down. So, important spots. The armory's got all the weapons and grenades and stuff. There's also kind of another small one up in the mast on the topside deck. These are just cosmetic spaces like medical and mess decks and all that stuff. Mess line for food. This is the ladder well. The reefer plant, I need to tell you about that. So this is the cold store room. It's 33 degrees Fahrenheit right now, so it's pretty cold. You can adjust, by default it's going to be on, and you'll see the reefer coolant temperature and the exhaust air. So the coolant temp is this side of the reefers, and this side is the exhaust side. So this is coming from the reefer, goes in here and it cools and cools and goes back out. Oh, sorry, I have that backwards. This is coming in, goes this way, goes down, and then goes exhausts out to the spot. So you can see it's pretty cold, and the coolant side, the water tank that's below us, is 72 degrees. And this is how much water it is. This should be a closed loop, so you shouldn't lose water. If you do, there's something wrong. Cold store room is basically just like kind of a cosmetic room. I just wanted to add it. It does get cold in here. We got thermostat right there, and then I just made a trapped man alarm. So basically, you're trapped in here. The alarm should sound. Oh no, I am actually really trapped. I can't get out of here. It won't close. Oh, closed. Okay. Yeah, so this will sound a buzzer and a rotating light, and that should alert people to get you out of there. And you can see the temperature has gone back up because we opened the big door here. I might in the future make some sort of lockouts to minimize that cooling loss when we do that, but we'll see. Another repair locker. And this is the magazine for the 50 cals that are above deck right here. You see a couple of them here. There's one here on this side and one on the other side. If we go further aft, this is going to be the where you can locally turn on the deluge and sprinkler system for the VLS, which is on the other side of this. If you turn it on, it's going to flash this light so that people know. You can turn that off. Fire hoses, obviously, and this is the missile magazine. Whoa! Yeah, so the physics were all jacked up, so you can see it kind of just lost everything. What a mess. I think eventually, I'm still going to adjust things in the ship, and even though I released it, I do want to add some more sprinkler systems and stuff around the ship, so there'll be probably one in that magazine there. Now we can go top side. Let's get out of here. So we got the boat. You can use this crane over here. Basically the controls are in here. Oh, I'm going to have to fix this because this doesn't appear to be working. I think I severed the power when I had adjusted something. I'll have to fix that. Anyways, when it is working, you can use that. You'll have to attach ropes to the end of this and then also to the top of that. And you can get the ropes here in the bosun's locker. There's a bunch of ropes and some diving things like that. Yeah, so that should be good for that. This is where you can fill the ballast tank and also add fuel to the fuel tanks. So there's one on the other side as well, and a shore power connection which will charge the batteries for the ship in the power room. Go back aft. This is the flight deck. So this light will turn on when these magnets are on, and magnets are the same form factor I put on my SH-159, so they will I think we're near a hostile island. We gotta be on the lookout. Anyways, yeah, so this will attach the... You can turn the magnets on also on the helicopter side, so if this is always on, you can turn it off down there, and then you kind of hover over this and you turn your system on. It should pull you right onto that spot and it won't let go. With the magnets being on, of course, it drains the battery, so you can charge the helicopter from this port. There are cables if you don't have them on your helicopter down here. We've got some cables and fluid hose so we can fuel the helicopter depending on what you fly, diesel or JP5. Okay. This is the pump controls for that right here, and then these guys are the hatch controls, so they open. You can unlock it and then open the hatch. So if you got to get cargo down here, that'll open up. Same thing. And that goes down to a storeroom. This is also a storeroom here, so we can close these hatches and then lock them. You get the indicator, it says when it's seated fully. And then this opens up the supply door. Once again, if you want to store cargo. Overhead lighting, basic stuff here, and then that goes also up to the flight deck. Alright, this is the emergency generator compartment, so another generator back here if you want to turn it on, same thing. Start the generator, you'll get the ECU readout, and this will tell you the power generation. Very, very basic stuff. Alright, this is the AC plant, so I'm gonna probably add more spaces that are in the loop. I just kind of was doing a basic thing here, and don't worry about that, that's just a temporary thing. This is a coolant water tank temperature, which is this tank back here, and it's basically what we're using to cool our coolant stuff coming through the cryo coolers here. And so we get each exhaust temperature, which is the cold air side, so that's what's going to go out to the other spaces, and then the cooling vent temperature is in one of the other spaces there. It's right near the intake air that they get from the exhaust air. So that'll be cold. We can see the temperature is starting to drop. Oh, actually it's rising. Coolant temps. We can also set this, so you can set the temperature you want. Let's find out what temperature that 57. So if I set that to 56, if the system... Man, it must be like really... Oh, you know what? I think we let in a lot of hot air. Now let's close this stuff up. See, now you have to respect the AC boundaries like in a real ship. That's pretty funny. Yeah, so... These guys, if you have the temperature set, it's going to run the system until the exhaust temp goes down to 56 degrees, and then it will turn off. And then after the temperature rises again, it will then turn on the AC system once more until it reaches that temperature. So you can set that here. By default 0, it's not going to go to 0 though, it's just there's too much volume in the pipes and stuff. But yeah. I have to investigate this more. This was working fine before. I don't know if it's because we opened that hatch that we ruined the system at the moment. We set it to 56. We'll see if it gets to that. But yeah, you can see the cooling pipes. They'll go into the generator compartment. Goes into the supply room here. You know, that's actually probably what happened. We opened all those spaces up. And then this is the helo control shack. So over here you can watch the helicopter come land, and you can control the magnet systems here. It's kind of finicky. You need to like kind of hop into a corner and jump up that way. Yeah, it's kind of a pain, but if you can get up into this corner, it's a pretty good view. We've got the radio, just the weather readout, and then this is where you can turn these things on and off if, there we go. What a pain. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good way to get up here without, with the confined area that we've got. So if you turn this off, this will turn the magnets off, and then you'll see that turns red, so that'll tell the pilot the system's not on. And then also you can turn off the indicator lights that just go around the line of the deck there where the landing area is. Alright, this is the VLS P-way. You can turn the sprinkler system on over here if you want. And then we got overhead lighting on each side that goes through the catwalks here. So there's 18 missiles, and we can go through here. These are on a lot of warships. They used to have HALON bottles. I don't know what they use now. I think they're getting away from that because they don't make it anymore. But in the game, we don't have HALON or anything like that, so we use nitrogen, which isn't flammable. And it's the idea is that you smother a main engine space or a main space in general with these gases, and that should smother the fire. It doesn't work all the time, but normally you try that first before you, and then ventilate it, obviously, and get the fire party in there to put out the fire. So if we turn this on, we can see the pressure and the contents in liters for all these bottles. There's 5 of them. And this is a system control. So if we turn this on, it is going to... these isolation valves are open, so you can use the system. If you want to isolate it for whatever reason, you can close that. And it's kind of like a safety if you close it, because if you turn this on with that valve closed, the gas isn't going to go anywhere. The pumps will just be on. So if you turn this on, it is going to dump these bottles in through these ports over here into the main engine room. Okay, and all right, you see the flashing lights and the alarm silence. This is also in the main engine room, and we put that there basically to tell the watchstanders get the heck out because you're going to be suffocated. So you know, we can reset everything. You can see the bottles are empty. We can't refill them, unfortunately, in the game. You can't move these bottles around or anything like that. It's too bad. I'll probably maybe add more on this side and on the other side. This is a passageway that goes along the engine room, so if we open this up, see another one of those flashing lights. And there's another buzzer over here for the alarm when that goes off. These are the vents, so this vent goes out to that passageway to kind of equalize pressure when the system is not on. When it is on, though, we're trying to smother the fire, so we don't want it to get blown out. So this valve, there's a valve actually out here on each side of the passageway over there as well. This will close, and it won't allow this to relieve any gas from this space. It'll just be overpressured with the nitrogen gas. But once you turn that system off, this opens up again, and this will pass the gas in between the spaces, so there's no overpressure. This is a coolant tank that goes up, I think, to the cryo freezer above us that goes to that cold storeroom. Yeah, so this is the engine room. Lower level. Got some fire hoses. All the fire hoses, like I said, on the ship, they all work, so that's cool. Actually, let's go back up and continue our way forward. So this should be the officers' berthing. Yep, officers' berthing. Their restrooms, they all work. The chief's berthing, the regular berthing. This is the ladder well that goes up and down. And this should be the ballast control room. So if you want to use this, just turn on all these displays here. Okay. And these are the pumps for the aft suction and aft discharge. So you can take in seawater, pump it out, and also for forward and mid, new controls there. You'll see if there's flooding, you can get the water down there and then use it to get out of the ship that way. Ballast system for the tanks. You'll have to adjust the ballast as the fuel burns down. Fuel, I think, is coming from 5 and 6. And then you can either cross-connect them across the ship, so from the port side, or the starboard side to the port side, or you can move it forward and aft. So you just use one of these switches here to go from tank 3 or to fill tank 1, and vice versa. So pretty straightforward, I think. And yeah, that's. Yeah, these pumps here. These are the fill pumps from topside, so they're where the fuel intake is. There's also another area there that you can connect a hose to if you want to add seawater into the ballast system, and that's how you'd pump it down into the space. Alright, we're running forward some more. This is all berthing on this side, the enlisted berthing. This is going to berthing. They've got their own restrooms and stuff that works over there. This is the 5-inch gun that is above us. So these are the upper hatch controls and lower hatch controls, like kind of like back aft. We can unlock it and then open it up. So if we ever need to get big supplies down here, we can just store them up here. This is on the other side of this. There's a lot of space. It's just I use the physics flutter because kind of reduce the amount of physics calculations that are being done on the bow, and to make it a little bit easier for you guys. So we've got 2 of these controls here. This will go down to this is as far forward as you can go, obviously, and we can take the hatch down there, or we can just jump down. It's not going to hurt you. Now this is the deep mag for the 5-inch, so we can go inside here. If you needed to load more ammo that way, I guess you can crane it down here and get in here. When you fire the gun, it's I think it's 38 rounds, something like that. You can well, let's get rid of this here. You can grab a round and just reload it that way, and then yep, that's basically how you do that. So just load it up all the way in there. And it's got ports here. You can see these big ports here. Some on the deck, maybe you can't see that, but you can turn on the deluge system, and this space will start to flood with those ports. Some of these tanks will dump just tons of water and pump it into the bulkhead that way. And that's about it for this. Up forward, we'll move back aft. It's going to be the battery compartment, I think, on this side. Yep. Not much going on here, just big batteries, and they all go, all the power that's on the ship with these batteries goes here, and then this gets distributed to all the other electrical isolations on the ship. So, like, one will go to this, which is feeding all the power down into this section of the midships bilge. So if you need to go down the bilges, this is the way to do it. It's not very tall, you have to crouch. And you can see this is the midship section. We got one up that goes forward. So we can go to the forward one, kind of if you have to repair any pumps or something down here. Originally I was going to make it so you can actually go into the tanks if you empty them out, but I stopped doing that because I'd rather use physics flutters, so that way you guys can save on the physics calculations, because there's a lot going on with this ship. Okay. Further aft, So this is the battery compartment, and we're walking further aft here. This is just, I think there's a repair locker over here. Yeah. Okay, repair locker, and then this is the normal generator compartment. So this is what we normally use. The one back aft is an emergency generator. Same setup though, just you turn it on, the Sharps ECU shows up, and as you throttle up, you'll get the amount of power generation read out to you. Okay, so behind us, this is the lower level of the engine room, so behind us is the VLS magazine. You can go through it. You can go either up and around, or you can just go through it like right here. Oh no, I'm so stuck. I fell down. Okay, let me clip out of this using the home key. Yeah, there we go. Alright, well you come up there, ideally if you don't fall. If you were to go up and around, then you can come down from the deck above from this ladder well over here. And this is the freezer plant. This is just going to go above us where that freezer room was. This is all where it's controlled. Now you hear the clicking noise. I think that's because the coolant, the AC room above us is finally reaching that temperature. Yeah, these are the fire main tanks, the aft ones. There's a couple of fire main tanks, or a few around the ship. So this shows us the water level. Might have to replenish this. This is just another storeroom that you can open up here. I always kind of made it so there's like a walk-up thing for you to get parts and stuff. I don't know what I'm going to do back here. I might just leave it open in case people need to store things to use the ship to transport items, but there's some other spaces I have ideas for to put back here. If you got any ideas, let me know in the comments and I'll see if I could integrate that into the ship. Now I'm curious to see if that AC system is working right, so let's go up here. Yep, that's working now, so yeah, you can see it clicking on and off. That's kind of annoying. I might have to build in like a little timer, but to let it go. Well, yeah, it's set the temperature to 56. Yep, so that's how that's going. I think that's about all the main systems for the ship, so I think we're done here. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll try to get to them. It's a really fun ship. I don't know how long it took. I started building this, I think my last ship, if you want to use that as a reference, was maybe in August or something around there is when it was released, and then after that was done, I really got into building this for a while, and then sea power kind of took over my life for a few months, but I've been working on this on and off. I think it's at a good place for release. There's a little bit of light weathering on it. I'll probably have to touch it up a little better. I'm not a fan of how some of that looks. I will have to fix this actually. While we're topside here, unfortunately you can't reload these, but these are the chaff systems that pop off when radar emissions are hitting the ship. And up here is where we've got some weapons and stuff like that if you need to defend the ship and you need more guns and explosives that you don't get in the bridge. And yeah, I think that concludes our working tour this time around. We got the CO's chair, better view. I hope you guys enjoy the ship. I had a lot of fun building it, and I'm going to continue to work on it a little bit more. If you got some ideas for spaces that you want to see in it, let me know, and I'll see if I can do that. And yeah, catch you on the next one. Bye!